Alexis, I was just wondering if you've decided on an answer for my marriage proposal.
Ugh! Again with this?
I'm sorry if I'm sounding impatient, but I proposed to you 5 months ago when you still haven't given me an answer yet. If you don't want to marry me, I'd appreciate it if you just came out and told me.
Well, how do I put this? I'm still trying to make sure.
Make sure.
Yeah! If you would make a good husband for me.
Uh-huh. You're deciding that now. We've been seeing each other for 4 years. If you're still unsure, maybe we should try living together first? That's what Scott suggested. What do you think? Give me some sort of reaction.
A reaction, huh? I guess I can do that. You mentioned my brother's name, so that's enough for me.
That's enough for you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you my answer. You make less money than my brother, don't you? Don't you?
Well, I mean, I've never talked to Scott about how much he makes, but I assume he makes good money. He works for a foreign company, and he's the top performer in the sales department, so... But I mean, he's 7 years older than me. He's been working for 10 years. I've only been working for 3 years. So it's normal that someone with 7 years more experience would be making more than me?
See, that's exactly what I thought. My older brother is awesome, isn't he?
Alexis, I think we've gotten a little off topic here, haven't we?
What do you mean?
Scott's salary has nothing to do with my marriage proposal.
Yes, it does. It's very important to me.
How so?
That's why I have to say sorry.
Huh?
I can't marry you.
Why not?
Well, because if you want to marry me, you have to be better than my brother. That's what I think.
That's pretty shallow, isn't it? I mean, I respect your brother too. He's good at his job, but he's been working for 10 years. I've only been working for 3. Don't you see that? You can't really compare us. That's strange.
But it's obvious that my brother is better than you. But anyway, I've given you 3 years since you got out of university, haven't I? I was rooting for you the whole time to surpass my brother. But I guess you just couldn't do it. So I'm sorry.
I can't believe this.
Well, I said I didn't want to marry you, so I guess there's no reason to keep seeing each other.
Huh? Hold on.
Goodbye. I'm gonna block you now.
Hi, Keith. Oh, hey, sis. I just heard from Scott. I don't really know what to say at a time like this. Are you doing okay? Don't worry about me.
Anyway, Scott wanted me to say sorry for him.
He said Alexis has been like this since she was a kid. For some reason, she compares everyone to her brother and wants her husband to be better than him. I hear she's pretty upset about the breakup too. Really? It was Scott that first introduced me to Alexis. But tell him he doesn't have to feel guilty about this.
Okay, I'll tell him. So, are you really okay?
For now. Some coworkers invited me out for drinks when they found out what happened. I'm still really hurt about it, but at least I've calmed down now.
I see.
Do you mind if I contact you and complain to you if I get the urge in the future?
No problem. Tell me everything that's on your mind. That's why I messaged you in the first place. Bring it on. Message me anytime.
Thanks, Carla. You're the best. You're like one of the guys.
Hey, I'm a woman.
Oh, so should I be calling you ma'am?
Shut up! I guess if you can still make jokes, you're doing okay.
Talking to you made me feel a little better. Thanks.
Oh, by the way, did you say you're coming back to our parents' house at the end of the month?
Yeah, I'm planning on it. After talking to Dad and everyone, I'm thinking it'll lift my spirits a bit.
Okay, maybe I'll head back there then too. We'll all drink together.
Sounds good. I can't wait.
Keith, long time no see. I got something I want to ask you. Is it okay?
Yeah, long time no see. What do you want?
Well, my brother's getting married.
I know.
I guess he's getting married to Carla.
That's right, I know. She's my sister.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So you didn't know that.
Nope.
When Scott first introduced you to me, he said this is my girlfriend's little brother.
He said he told me the same thing, but I didn't remember that. I must have misheard. I thought he said you were his co-worker's little brother.
Well, my sister and Scott work at the same office, so I guess you're not wrong either. It really doesn't matter at this point, does it? Is that all you wanted? Whatever. That's enough. Bye.
Hold on!
What?
I guess, well, I accept. I'll marry you.
What?
Make me happy.
No, you rejected me long ago. You said you don't want to marry anyone who makes less than Scott, didn't you?
Oh, I don't care about that anymore. I've thought about a lot of things since then, and I've realized that you're the best person for me. If you're angry that I rejected your last proposal, how about I do it this time? Keith, will you marry me?
Hell no.
Huh?
Our relationship ended way back when you said you didn't want to marry me.
But that was just the marriage part. I never wanted us to stop seeing each other.
You said. I said I didn't want to marry you, so I guess there's no reason to keep seeing each other. Which you followed up with, goodbye, I'm gonna block you now.
What? Really?
That's exactly what you said after you said you didn't want to marry me. It's pretty clear to me that you never wanted to see me again after that. So telling me now that you never wanted our relationship to end, you've got to be joking, or else you think I'm a total idiot.
It was a joke, of course. I was always thinking about you. That's why I messaged you again. It's true, I'm serious.
Oh, really? So what are you serious about?
I'm serious that I want to marry you.
You're lying.
Why won't you believe me?
You're kidding. You know that I'm Scott's fiance's brother, right? And I've been good friends with Scott for how many years now? Do you think he hasn't told me anything?
What? What are you talking about?
Scott and my sister are getting ready to be married, and they've already started living together. And you've started being really mean to my sister all of a sudden. Like really mean.
Huh?
I know you secretly made a copy of their house key, and you'd sneak in their house. You'd wait until Scott wasn't around to hear, and you'd start yelling at Carla and calling her terrible names. And when they weren't home, you'd sneak into their house and either use my sister's things or outright steal them. You're doing all these crazy things, thinking it'll somehow get them to break up. But my sister won't stoop to your level to try to get back at you. Instead, those two had a long talk about what to do and decided to just move away without telling you. You can't get in touch with them now, can you?
That's not right. You've got it wrong.
What part is wrong?
I don't want to say anything bad about your sister. But Carla misunderstood everything.
Misunderstood.
Yeah, I haven't done any of those things. I wouldn't do anything to break them up. I'd be sad if that happened. Anyway, you're her brother, so you know where they live, right? Can I have their address? If you give me their address, I promise I'll let you marry me.
Let me see. You'll really marry me if I tell you their address?
That's right. That's how kind I am.
No, you're not. Not one bit.
Come on. I'm really nice.
Didn't I just say you weren't?
I told you Carla is mistaken. It's not me. So the problem is solved. There's no reason not to marry me, right?
That's what you said, but she's not mistaken. She's telling the truth. There's a ton of evidence proving what you've done.
Evidence?
Carla set up security cameras around their house, and she started walking around with a digital voice recorder. Everything you did and said was recorded. Carla even made a list of everything you stole from her. She gathered all the evidence and showed it to Scott.
But I didn't see any. When did she...
When Carla decides to do something, she does it right and sees it through to the end. Carla's not someone you'd want to mess with.
Oh my God! If she did all that, my brother's gonna hate me.
Oh, are you worried about him hating you?
I mean, I had no idea my brother was going to get married.
Huh?
My brother was going to be taken from me, so it's only natural that I try to get him back. You understand how I feel? You were just trying to act tough, weren't you? You must have been really upset that your sister was going to be taken from you, too.
No, I don't care.
Stop lying. Of course you're upset.
No, I'm happy for her.
Liar. Let's you and I show them how it feels. So marry me and tell me where my brother is. Then they can see how it feels to have their brother and sister taken from them.
No, it's not like that. Look, I love my sister. She's my friend too. Some might mistake that as me having a sister complex. But it's nowhere near the brother complex that you have for Scott. You worship Scott and want him all to yourself. It's really creepy. You need professional help.
Huh?
Anyway, they've been seeing each other for a long time. Scott proposed to Carla 2 years ago, but they put the wedding off this long.
What? He proposed to her that long ago.
Something or other would come up. That's why they haven't been able to get married yet. That's the story. If I try to get in Scott's way, don't you think Carla would try to stop me?
Well, that's...
And if I did that, you'd get angry at me and start saying things like, "Why do you hate my brother? Why are you stopping him from being happy?"
That would never happen. Nobody would try to get in his way because nobody could ever hate my brother.
Don't you see a contradiction to what you just said and everything else you've been saying?
Huh?
You told me I should feel upset and angry at Scott for trying to take my sister. Then you said nobody could ever hate your brother. Do you want me to hate your brother or to like him? Which one is it? And if you try to break them up, aren't you getting in the way of his happiness?
Well...
Anyway, I've always wanted an older brother like Scott, so I'm really happy the two of them are getting married.
I can't believe this.
I guess the way you feel about your siblings getting married all depends on the person. But I'm not like you at all. I'm not going to marry you just to be a pawn in your game to get your brother back.
Why not?
Oh, if someone is going to marry me, I want it to be for love and to be forever.
But that's...
So, I'm not going to marry you. And if that's not a good enough reason, I have one more. I'm already married.
What?
Yeah, I got married in the beginning of the year.
You're lying. That's not possible. What's going to happen to me? I just want to know where my brother is. At least let me meet up with you once to discuss this. I'm going to go to your house right now.
Good luck with that. I changed jobs and moved out of state.
What?
It doesn't matter. I said I didn't want to marry you, so I guess there's no reason to ever see you again, huh?
Hold on!
Goodbye. I'm gonna block you now. When Scott found out about Alexis' insane brother complex and her hatred for Carla, he was livid. He took all the evidence Carla had collected and showed it to his parents. Since they love Carla almost as much as Scott does, they got furious at Alexis too. Refusing to admit that she did anything wrong, Alexis' parents kicked her out of their house. Alexis took it hard. She quit her job and started mooching off of everyone she could. After moving from friend's house to friend's house, I guess she finally found a guy that reminded her of her brother, and she started living with him. Unfortunately, he turned out to be married, had moved to the state alone only for a short time due to his job. If that wasn't bad enough, after all that was found out, she got stuck with his huge debt. The last I heard, Alexis can be seen working the streets at night to pay it off. On the other hand, Carla and Scott had put in a request to be transferred to an overseas branch of their company, and their request got approved. They've started their new life together overseas. Apparently, they're really loving it over there and couldn't be happier.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please press the like button. See you next time.